Why is it so squishy? Oh no. Focus. I guess when you review one bunny girl, somebody's got to send you another one. Let's look at it. So for a figure I had no idea about, this now has one of the coolest features that I've ever seen. Let me show you. Thanks to Nerd Urbanity sending this thing over so that you all can get a preview of this incredible looking figure. And incredible looking because I've seen images on the internet and this box and I can kind of see through the plastic. So let's find out if it's really incredible and if it's something you need to pick up by opening it. And look, it comes with batteries. So if it has batteries, it means something lights up, and maybe I'm afraid of what lights up. 1 night scale, this is a big old thing, and this is in Chinese, so I can't read that, but I can read the listing as shown on Nerd Urbanity's website. So this is Thunderbolt Squad Whiskey Sour Mecha Girl Nuclear Gold Reconstruction. Okay, just sounds like a generic listing, but there's nothing generic about this. This thing looks awesome. It's gonna be huge, 1 night scale. But what can I say other than let's look at the rest of this packaging so that we can open it and look at the rest of the packaging. Why am I, what's wrong with me? Bottom of the box, nothing. Top of the box, something. There's something's flapping around there. I hope it's okay. Put the batteries over here. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for being here. And if you've seen a video here before, well, welcome back. You know, you could have gone somewhere else, but you came right back here because you're naughty. I think we both are. Oh God, what has this become? Okay, so let's well, see, it's not my fault. Let's just say that. It's not my fault this is here. It's just, you know, am I upset about it being here? Well, no. Does that say something about me? I don't know. There's a lot going on in here, like a lot. And this is going to be one of those extensive reviews that in the sense that I got to do a lot of behind the scenes things because there's little stickers. So you can kind of build your own faceplates, which is crazy, okay? I don't even know what to think about that. Let's look at these instructions so we can kind of get an idea of what the heck is going on here. So we have this sheet that is notes for filling in after sales card, whatever that means. So I guess you could buy all of these things separately is what that looks like. And then you make a note, I want 20 of these or whatever. And then, okay, so that's interesting. After sales card. And then we did take a glance at this thing, which is really just a bunch of okay. So it's a bunch of eye options. So for the eyeballs themselves, for the makeup and the eyebrows, and then the mouth has several options as well. So that's pretty cool. And then you get these little peggies to go in to replace wrist pegs and probably something else. And you get this one. Sometimes I freak out and forget if I didn't hit the button to turn on the microphone, but we're good. You do that. So front of this instruction guide, this is Whiskey Sour. I don't know why, but anyway, it lets you know that you can replace this hairpiece, all of these faces that are included, and then build your own. And there's a little key right there, which looks like you can move the eyes, which I love. It's my favorite feature of any figure is posable eyeballs. And then you get this base, which looks like, I don't know, maybe you can open the base and put all the accessories inside of it, because that would be great. But you get multiple ways to set it up. You can either use the claw or plug it into her back, I guess. Open the flap, you got this thing, which can plug into that thing, and then you get this major weapon scenario that I can't read any of that. Then you get all of these, this is just letting you know she's got some kind of construction thing on the inside, this like skeleton build and how all these things are gonna work, which is pretty interesting. Huh, never seen that before. And then on the back of the pamphlet, it's just hey, look, this is the stuff that's in the box. Okay, have fun. So let's just do that. Let's have fun. We've got, oh God, layers. It's okay. So not a big deal that these were the things flopping around in there. No, it smells like a swimming pool float. That's weird. Why would you? No, that's the only reason. Don't click away. At first glance, this thing looks stunning, so I can't wait to get into all of this part. But we got to start here with the base and the weapon. So look at this thing, which has this nice little logo on there. It's got a nice matte textured finish and interesting. And then it's got these glossy parts. I like this space, man. What? Instead of the base like completely removing, which you could unscrew it, but that would be silly because look, it's got little doors. So you can just open the door, stick some accessories in there. Same thing over here. This is awesome. Arm that's in the box is this big old mechanical looking thing, which actually looks pretty cool. I like, if you're gonna build a stand, it kind of needs to blend in entirely or look like crazy mechanical stuff. Like it's intended to be there, it's part of the show kind of thing. And then you get this very basic wire setup, which this is kind of an interesting thing. It does have these little rubber bits to help protect the item, but instead of it being a plastic claw, oh, that's different. Don't know what to think about it, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. But multiple areas to pose the stand, which is nice, or the arm. And that's it all put together, which is very nice. Got a few weapon options here. You got this incredible looking spear. So, whoops, stupid. We got this paint that's on here. So you got this like bright silver metallic look. Then you get this kind of gunmetal here, yellow, and then it goes into this dark graphite kind of color. I like this. This is very cool. Well, this part rotates. I probably should have looked at instructions because I'm sure something is telling me something to do something. You get two of these, which are pretty cool. It's got this nuclear text on the side, lots of paint, same paint colors that we saw with the other piece, except for now we got a metallic yellow instead of the flat yellow. This is pretty cool. Nice weapon, very futuristic. And you get two of these, which are basically like what, mini versions of that thing that she maybe flips out. I don't know. It kind of looks like that. This is form 1 and then form 2 because it has a similar base point. Whatever. It's your imagination. You don't need me to tell you how you want this stuff to be because it's all made up, which is pretty cool. And we get this little tiny peg, and this peg is going to go into her back and into the stand if you don't want to use the claw, which is pretty cool. You know you're working in an anime style figure when you get two piece hands in the box, and that is pretty nice. The paint is good. The sculpt is it's actually a nice sculpt. It's just kind of hidden with this graphite color, but they've done a nice job here. It's very simple. You get a left and right of this hand, which is just kind of a nice relaxed hand or some kind of whatever, like gripping something, like holding something, whatever you want it to be. It can be that if you just use your powerful brain. Boy, oh boy. And you get two gripping hands, which of course you need because she's got all these weapons. And I'm wondering, this spear has to be able to come apart somewhere. Yeah, there you go. Tried it earlier, wasn't coming apart that easily, but this is a real metal rod, I should point out, which is really nice. And you get some punching hands, which of course you need. Here's the key to adjust those eyeballs, which also just looks like it's part of the world. It kind of looks like those tow hooks that people put on the front of their Honda Civics, pretending like it's a race car. It's not a race car. Here's one of the face plates that's in there. Oh boy. This is yeah, okay. Let's move on. Not really inappropriate, which is nice. So you kind of have a good figure so far. It's got it still has an opportunity to be inappropriate. Here you go with this one, which is also God. Look, the colors are fantastic. The application of these decals will never happen on my end to these blank faceplates, so I don't think that I should be doing that. I think I should just use what's in the box. And then you get this one, which is very futuristic cyborg-looking thing. So I don't know, whatever, like a breathing apparatus, whatever you want it to be. And then you get these two things, which just make it super creepy. So it might work pretty well as it is. They look a little bit different. There's a little bit different. God bless. None of the words came out of my mouth. They are a little bit different, okay? So the finish on this one just happens to have a little bit of a gloss instead of a matte finish, which is a bummer. But they are technically a little different. As you can see, the shape of the face is slightly larger with the one on the right and the nose and stuff, whatever. But you get some options, so that's fun, especially if you like to apply decals. And you can't build those faces without new eyeballs. So one way to do these eyeballs is just leave them white and have them kind of cool white out things like she's fighting whatever, you know, stuff. Fighting whatever stuff. And you just shove it in from behind and it looks like that, which is fine. So obviously this is kind of baby face without all the makeup and stuff in the mouth. But whatever. Not that big a deal. And those adjustable eyes, if you've not seen that with other figures, these keys, they just plug into the back of that eyeball and then you can move it. Oh boy. Then you get the figure itself, which this is what we're all here for, right? Generally, right? Right off the bat, this thing looks fantastic. The details are certainly there, and there's a lot of color going on that isn't super obvious on camera, but there's a lot of like airbrushing going on with the skin, which is crazy, which is also soft and squishy. Oh no. Oh no. Focus. The rabbit ears are posable. They pop off a little easy, but I mean, I guess that's okay. Not that big a deal. Something to keep in mind. But they're on little ball pegs, so you can kind of get different angles, which is cool. It is just part of the head, so there's not really a way to do this without having those on. This back piece also has ball pegs on it, so you can adjust these things right here, this back hinge, so you can lift it up. And then these parts are on like a little ball peg. There's some slight articulation, not a ton, but it will certainly help with the arm placement, which is pretty cool. Now, if we take that thing off, we can look at some more details of this nice pearlescent finish on there. The paintwork is great. Lots of details in the paint, which is cool. Really fun. Got this kind of blue edge going around. So they didn't leave it with just plastic. Everything is painted. Now you can kind of see that tone difference here between the body, the shoulders and stuff, which is pretty cool. Face looks great, neutral face here that's on by default. The hair looks awesome with these like light to dark gradients. So again, everything is painted. Nothing feels like it's just base plastic, which is cool. The body, yeah, so that's why we saw that skeleton kind of design on the instruction sheet, because it's just letting you know that this is probably going to be very delicate. And I'm sure there were some warnings in there, but this is all like a unibody design or whatever, so you don't see any joints, which is crazy. Obviously you see it here in the mechanical parts, but that's kind of their way of blending the natural look with the mechanic look. So this is wild. I've seen this kind of unibody thing, or whatever you would call this, on 1/6 scale things. I've not seen this small, which this is 1/9. But still, this is awesome. So I'm sure the articulation is going to be definitely limited by this body piece, but it seems like you can still get a ton out of it. Like, look at this. This is crazy. Well, I can't wait for this to start happening with 1/12 scale things. This is awesome. But the articulation through the double jointed elbows, you got rotation there at the mechanical bit, and then you have a ball peg for the wrist, which is perfect. The hands on by default are these kind of gripping hands, which would probably be easier to get those swords into since they don't come apart. The head articulation seems pretty good. It's not crazy, but you get enough, I think, for what most people are going to use. And then the upper body there, that's pretty good. So we got some nice crunch, lean back a little bit. Now on to the legs. So we can do splits. It still uses that unibody, like, so squishy. Why is it so squishy? We're in a new territory now. This is crazy. So rotation here, we've got double jointed knees, which are on these like crazy mechanical things, and then these ankles, which are on ball pegs. It's a very interesting design. Oh, and it has toe articulation, which is awesome. Wouldn't have expected that at all. Now, I'm curious how this is going to hold up over time. Like, I have no idea. Obviously, you're going to have to do some like pretty neutral poses before this thing really starts to wear and tear. But yeah, I'm very, very curious to see how long this thing can last. But man, it's so soft. This is so weird. This thing doesn't feel too heavy, even though it's huge. But with other figures we've seen in the past, there have been warnings about, prolonged weight being distributed through the hand. So just keep that in mind. I think it'll be okay, but who knows? When I did this review, I totally forgot that it had batteries and it lights up, and what lights up is this staff somehow. And I have instructions. They still don't seem to really lay out the way it's supposed to work. So the sides have to come off of this thing as well. Everything just comes apart, which is a little scary. I think there's just something in there that if you turn it, it pushes it down. So we'll have to see what this looks like when you have it with the lights off, because that is, at this point, complete waste. Absolutely unnecessary as of right now. I don't think there's a way to make this look cool. It doesn't even light up on the other side. So not a cool design. So that's a stupid, unfortunate feature. However, there's probably nobody buying it for that. Right, that's naughty. There you go. This is such a cool setup. It's got some really new, very cool features that are questionable as far as decay over time, and questionable as far as who's this for. Have you seen anything like this before? Let me know down in the comments. What do you think about this thing? And if you want to get your own, the link is down in the description. You can head on over to Nerd Urbanity and pick one up before they're sold out. And if you enjoyed this review, then click the top link there for something similar. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.